on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Brought me a new shovel. Put these niggas in the dirt. Chain with the new bezel. All my niggas put in work. I'm on a new level. 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 Brought me a new shovel. Put these niggas in the dirt. Chain with the new bezel. All my niggas put in work. Zebra Rovers here. It's the morning, so excuse my appearance. We need to get this video out of the way before we get on with the rest of our day. But yeah, we are, I guess, doing our post-match interview after we had a double-header the other night. We had a double-header against two great clubs, United or Alchemy, rather, the self-proclaimed greatest club of all time.
He hell of a player. He a tough competitor.
And City, another great club.
You know, once I drew with City, and we nearly had a fight, and they said to me, "Give respect and you get respect."
Didn't go well, man. Didn't go well. Look, let me give you some context, because as those who know me know, I like context, because without it, you're a donkey. So we don't play the game. Yeah. I have a very busy life, and I'm actually a married man. And playing computer games is not conducive to a happy household currently, you know. And I've spent the last couple of years having a lot of arguments whilst trying to maintain a team in this league. So we don't play the game. I've sort of devised a mental state where I can get myself amped up for the game on the day, and what I do is I play from the morning to the time of the game, and we're usually warmed up by then and ready to go. And we go through all our moves and formations and new players and such. Now, for want of using excuses, because I do believe both these two games are the two toughest games I've had this season. But at the same time, we were not prepared in the manner of which a Rovers team should be prepared. We basically didn't start playing until 45 minutes before our first game, and that wasn't even playing. That was literally getting on the computer and sorting stuff out, doing a new formation, putting players in the team, making sure our kit was right. And then we had one friendly, and then we were straight into a pep match, which is very different from playing online. Pep games are just very edgy, rather slow paced, and very chess match like. And so the first game was against United, and they surprised us, man. We were not ready for the formation. We were just very ill prepared mentally, and we were not ready for this formation that they came with. And they came with a 3 at the back, 5 across midfield, with Cavani up top. Can't remember who was partnering him, but they had Ronaldo, a red Ronaldo on the right hand side, which actually I think was what saved us, because I swear to God, if Ronaldo started on the left and was forward, we would have had problems. But he was on the right hand side, which allowed us to foul him if needs to be fouled, and also meant his prolific winger badge was off, and also meant that he wasn't attacking in the danger areas, which is kind of where you want someone like Ronaldo. So but anyway, start of the game, United started very, very, very fast. In fact, I think the first move, we had the ball in our own half and were passing it around like buffoons, and he intercepted it and got a chance straight away, which he missed. Thank fucking God. Should have scored, which he missed. And I think, to cut a long story short, he proceeded to miss 3 or 4 early chances, and these weren't just chances; they were good chances, which I think because of his poor form prior to the game, he was snatching at them. Um, could have been 3-0 at the start. It really could have. United started very fast. They were doing this thing where they'd get the ball and they'd immediately put it over the top. And he'd put it over the top in a manner that I'd feel like my defender's going to get that. But then Barzagli, who isn't very good in the air, I should hasten to add, couldn't get it. He was the guy on the side of Cavani, and it would just keep going over to Cavani. And Cavani, thank God, would miss the chance. And I think Alarm got a brilliant chance that if it was any of the more prolific goal scorers, it probably would have gone in the net, but it was Lahm and it missed. And I think his best chance was the third or the fourth, where he put Cavani literally clean through, and I think he just wanted to make sure of it a bit too much, and he smashed it, and it hit the crossbar. And it was at that moment where I knew the Pez gods were not going to shine brightly on him on this game, even though he was the better team in that half by a country mile. We weren't even in it. But then as soon as he missed that chance, we were in it. We felt the momentum come back to us. We did a few things. Didn't really do anything good, but then we saw an opportunity where Ibrahimovic got on the wrong side. The defender allowed Ibrahimovic to get on the wrong side, and so we put the ball over the top. And Ibrahimovic being red, we know you put it over the top when the defender's on the wrong side. Ibrahimovic is always going to win it. He won it. Tried to finish it, but hit the post. But Willian was there, put it away, and we were undeservedly 1-0 ahead and went in at half time at 1-0. We didn't deserve it, but I knew it was going to happen because he was missing all those chances. And I understand how this game works, you know. That's why sometimes when people are attacking me and they're not scoring, I have no problem with it, you know. Because I kind of know sometimes the machinations of the game will allow you to take advantage of the scripting that is in the game. There is scripting. So anyway, we scored a 1-0. Go in the second half, and we definitely had the momentum in the second half because of that goal, I feel. We had the ball a bit more, and also we man-marked Cavani with Thiago Silva this time, which we should have done in the first place. And Cavani was pretty much quiet for the whole of the second half. Because I just matched him up with a defender who's got 90 jump and is reasonably pacey, not as fast as Barzagli, but reasonably pacey and stick to his man like glue. So Cavani was quiet for most of the second half, and at the beginning of the second half, actually, we got a throw on, and we timed a good move, got it to Ibrahimovic in the box, but snatched at it. Really should have taken my time because I think Czech was red. So I really had to take my time with it, but snatched at it. It was a chance that Ibrahimovic would bury usually, and he didn't, and that would have made it 2-0. Unfairly so. If it was 2-0 to me, I would have. If I was United, I would have been sick as a parrot because they played so well in the first half, and I felt that because when I played Genesis, we had a gilt-edged chance to sort of bury them at the beginning when they were just in absolute disarray, and we didn't take it. And so when he scored, I was sick because before he scored, he'd done nothing. We'd done all the playing. So I would have felt for United if I did score that second goal. So I wasn't really pissed at missing that second chance. It was an opportunity as opposed to something that we deserved. It was an opportunity. We didn't take it. And so the game was kind of playing. I think second half, I don't think either team was on top. I felt in control though. I felt like I could get a goal from somewhere. Pogba was really doing some good things in the middle of the park. And I think he was, because of how he played in the first half, he was forcing his passes. So Thiago Silva was getting a chance to intercept a lot of things in that second half because he was forcing the passes, trying to do the same thing he was doing in the first half. But we pretty much covered Cavani. But then they had a change of tact. They gave the ball to Griezmann, who I just sold him that day. I've got a knack of being scored against by people I've just sold. It's frustrating. But he gave the ball to Griezmann, did a really good bit of skill to get past the defender, and he struck it before he got in the box and went bottom corner. It was a great finish, one of the better goals this season. And listen, they scored. Now, I'll admit I settled for a draw after that because I think we didn't deserve to win, and we could have pushed to win because the second half we felt momentum, but it was too risky. It was too risky, and United helped us out by making the wrong substitutions by mistake. I think he put Aurier up front by mistake, and whoever he wanted to put up front was in at wing back. So we got away with it, and the game ended 1-1. I think both clubs are probably happy with the draw. I think United were more happy with the draw just because their form hasn't been great. Um, I think we were happy with the draw because really we should have lost that game. And really, if United scored their chances in the first half, pretty sure it would have been a 4 or 5-0 to them because I know how the game works. And when someone gets two early goals like that, usually the momentum just murks in the other team, especially a team like me that plays a high line. So I think we got away with it there. We got away with it. United could have had a big win, and it ended up being a 1-1 draw. But what you got to understand is we're a team. We see these things, and at the same time, it won't be the same on the return leg. We'll adjust and we'll make sure we're prepared, and we won't be in these situations. Now, moving on um, to the City game. Now, what I want people to know is, in both these games, funny enough, in the City game, I defended a lot better than I did against United. Against United, my back four were behaving like a bunch of waste men. I tell you. I don't know what they were looking like. But against City, we defended for long periods. We defended smart. I think City are one of those teams that don't like to waste shots. So they'll give you a chance to get the ball back. But to be fair, we had a tactic for City, but we didn't know we were going to play him that night, and he really wanted to play, so we played him again straight after the United game. I was knackered, I was tired, didn't want to play, played, and I really had no care for the result. Just because I just wanted to get out of the way, and it was City's right to play that night. They were saying it was unfair if we didn't play, so I ended up playing. I ended up losing 2-0. They dominated the game. They played again. They played the three at the back, the five across midfield, two up front this time, two up top. And what they would do is the five across midfield would turn to they'd have two right midfielders, a right and a left midfielder who'd push up, and then basically they try and pin you in your half. Which is a very dangerous ploy, and I kind of didn't really discover it until the end of the game. I just wasn't thinking tactic. I was so tired. I needed to get back to North London. I was in South London. It was about 11 o'clock at night. So I was thinking about the last train. And really, I just wanted to get the game done. And I think they scored at the end of the first half. I can't really remember. Thiago Alcantara finish. Good finish. I think he had a lot of the ball. He was trying to open us up. And then they scored with a header in the second half with Lewandowski, another player we just sold to them. And that was it. I hit the post at the beginning of the game. I'd covered the pass. The thing about City is the way I defend is I try and cover your passes. And City did a lot of risky passes during the game, which they got away with. But at the beginning of the game, they didn't get away with one. I covered the pass with my striker. What I do is I mark the centre back just in case you want to, just to stop you from passing it back to the centre back. I'm trying to cover a safe pass, and it was too late. He'd already did the pass. Ibrahimovic got through on goal. Red Ibrahimovic just struck it for the bottom corner really softly, and he hit the post, and that was the start of the game. And we knew we had to score against them because I really was not in the mood. But anyway, we had a tactic for the City game, and we couldn't implement it because I was on someone else's computer and I'd already done my formation. It was too late. It was like 10 o'clock by the time I started playing them, and I wouldn't have had time to do that formation. And I had something in mind for them, which in the end we couldn't use because we didn't have time to implement it. So I just played the same formation I played against United. Yeah, we got punished for it. They dominated the ball. They dominated the play. And it's mainly because we're not playing the game enough, which is going to change. We're gonna get back to where we were when just before we started the league, where I was on amazing form. I think even United would have told you that I was one of the best people he played, and also online I was on like a 30-game winning streak. I'm telling you now, when I play online, I can't win for love nor money. So people need to understand it's just a matter of form. I just need to play again. I get it back. I've got the players to do it. So yeah, we'll. We dropped 5 points, but it's all good because so many people in the league are losing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think we've been very lucky with other people's form in the league. We dropped 5 points, but we'll get it back. We're looking to peak at the right time. We usually peak during near the end of the season anyway, and so we're looking to peak at the right time. And yeah, it is what it is. I think United and City, those two first halves, because the second half against City was a lot more even. We were more into the game. The first half was a total whitewash, and the same with United. Those two first halves were the toughest first halves I've had this season. I feel like I've been the better team in every first half I've played. Um, Against Sweaty, they got away with getting wunged out because of the lag. We would have destroyed them. Um, the lag, like I say over and over again, a team that just holds speed run to run as far as they can until they get tackled. When there's lag, that aids you because it means the tackler can't. You've got a double tap in lag. A double tap to standing tackle you're going to get destroyed if someone is just holding speed run. So that whole first half against Sweaty didn't exist, and now I think about it, dropping those points really makes me angry, and it makes me angry that people didn't allow me to even entertain the idea of replaying that game because the lag absolutely destroyed that game for me. But we were the better team by a long shot in that match. The stats showed it, and in the second half, he didn't even get out. It's like we were just trying to score, hit the post, and then missed a couple of chances. But like I said in my video about that when I addressed it, they defended well. Against Rapid, we were again the better team in the first half. Second half was a lot more even, but we'd already done our work by then. But first half we were by far the better team. We dominated them. And against Genesis, again we were the better team in the first half, but they scored the goal. But we were the better team. We made the more concise attacks. That's just how it is. But against United and City, those were the two toughest first halves I've had. The two best performances I've had against me by two teams, and so I just got to give them props. What I will say to them, and I'm sure they know this, we weren't at our best. We weren't prepared. We were in a weird environment. The joypad we were using was not right. We couldn't aim our passes. A lot of things were wrong, but we have to take responsibility for that at the end of the day. And these variables are things that I've got to be ironing out before the game. Because they cannot be used as excuses. So what I would say is congratulations to City on their win. I would also say, it would be condescending of me to say congratulations to United because I'm sure they would have rather won, but I think their performance was a very good performance in the first half, and if I was them, I would feel like I deserved more than I got, and they got a draw, and it is what it is. But we're going to come back stronger. We're going to come back much more aggressive. Our next game is Boa, which they missed the deadline to call us and have the game. So now I get to choose when to play. But, we've got Luis Gustavo back, which is massive. We haven't had him for the whole season, and you've got a defensive midfielder who has 90 defensive prowess and 89 ball winning. You're going to miss that. So it's great to have him back. I think Matic has been brilliant, but he's been found wanting on a few of the defensive duties, so it's good that he's now got a bit of competition in Maxime Gonalons and Luis Gustavo. So yeah, we're good there with Motta coming in and getting old Iniesta in. We're in good stead, yeah. So we're quite relaxed about the coming games. We got Boa and Wanderers next. Wanderers United was a great game, one of the best games of the season. I think could have gone either way. Both teams look strong, and I'm looking forward to facing Wanderers. And after Wanderers is back to Sweaty again, and I owe them. Okay, ta-da.